And she's going to tell us, what are you going to tell us about?
My dead boyfriend.
Dead boyfriend.
Oh, no, he was alive, like past tense, I think in the 90s. I don't remember actually when he died. I think it was like 2002. He got in a car accident. Okay, so our relationship started off, we were like in Reno, and I went to school in Reno, and I was like in school, nursing school, CNA, trying to get my CNA, and so I was like really involved in trying to get my CNA license, and I'm like, no guys, no friends, just be a loner and do school and be like a nerd. So I was a nerd, and I was like, almost got my CNA, and this girl came up to me, and he's like, this guy really wants to hang out with you. So I was like, no, tell him no. And so she kept bugging me about it, and so I'm like, all right, one time, and I'll hang out with him. So of course I got drunk and hung out with the guy because I was nervous or whatever, because I hadn't been with the guy for like a long time because I didn't really care about guys. I was like really into myself and wanted to do what I wanted to do. So anyways, I ended up falling madly in love with this guy, who's my first love, and we both lived in Reno at the time, and I went back to Vegas, and he was still in Reno, and then he decided to come to Vegas, where I was, because our hometowns are in Vegas, because we both grew up, and he'd always tell me about places in California, where he was from, and it was a really small town where he's from, and so he was like, I really want to take you there, and so I really wanted to go there and see his family, and his mom lived there, and so I ended up going back to Vegas, and we were kind of like fighting or whatever, not getting along, but we were kind of still seeing each other, and my friends ended up driving him and two other people in the car, and they were an hour away from Vegas, and they got in an accident, and and then I heard about it and I screamed. Oh. It's crazy when somebody you love so much, and like when you find out they just died, it's just like, it just hits you like it's unreal. Like I just screamed. I never screamed as loud as they did. Like the whole neighborhood heard me, and I was just like, couldn't believe it. And then I just like I remember just sitting in the chair in the front of the yard in Vegas, and it was like hot, and I was just like closed my eyes, and I could just see him like overlooking me, like just like standing like over me kind of thing. And then and like that night I just felt like he was watching me the whole time. It was just really weird. Like he just like found me like 2 days later after he died. Like he like was like, because he came to Vegas to find me, to like be with me and stuff, and he like died instantly in the helicopter going to the hospital. Shoot. And because nobody was wearing their seatbelts except for the driver, and the driver fell asleep behind the wheel, and there was 4 of them all together, and the driver's the one that lives, and 3 of them all died.
Oh gosh.
And they were all younger than 21, because I think I hadn't even had my 21st birthday yet, so I was like 19, 20, around there. And but I ended up getting in touch with like his dad, all his friends I met, and I was supposed to meet all his friends when he was around, when he was alive. And so we ended up going to his funeral up in California, because that's where they made ashes or whatever out of his body. Does that sound weird? Made ashes out of his body.
They just cremated him.
They cremated him.
They made
ashes. They made ashes from his body. But anyways, so we ended up going to the service, and I was just like so in shock. I didn't even cry. And when his best friend, he just like was laughing the whole time, which I thought was really kind of rude and disrespectful, but maybe he was laughing at some random point, but I felt like something was like constantly watching me, like he was there next to me kind of. And so it was just like the whole time I felt like he was there, always with me, which I never had that feeling. Like I've had people that I've known die, and they just kind of like, I mean, they were a part of my life, but I never felt like their presence, nobody would be like with
even
me.
Afterwards.
And I flew into Sacramento, which the place was around Sacramento. And it's a very small town where he lives. And so we ended up spreading his ashes throughout this town where he grew up. And there's one special spot that he likes. And then it was time for me to go back to Vegas. And his dad was driving me to Sacramento, the airport. And I was kind of like tired because I was like really worn out emotionally. And I just like kind of like just sat back. Not really like, I knew what was going on and I was really coherent. And I closed my eyes and I hear his voice very distinctly say, "Cyndy!" And I was like, and then my eyes opened. Like I wasn't dreaming. I knew what was going on. I could hear traffic from the car. I just briefly just like closed my eyes for a second. And then I heard him like yelling my name. And then when I got to Vegas, there was like this loft thing where you can put stuff up in my room, and I always saw him like pictured. Either I could like sense him sitting up there and looking up at me, like looking down at me, and so like it was like an easy like comforting feeling. I don't know if I made it up in my mind, but it felt like he was like always watching me. And I had this bear of his when he was a baby that his dad gave me. I don't even know what happened to that. I think I gave it to a little girl or something, but like, and the weirdest thing is I fell in love with the Goo Goo Doll song. And every time I walk in a restaurant, like I always, like that song has meaning to me and it goes to him. Every time I walk into restaurants, it just randomly starts playing. Like I've been in a lot of places where that song will start playing and it gives me the chills just thinking about it. And so it's like he always constantly reminds me that he's around. Like he'll be in, I think he's like in my backseat of my car sometimes. Like I'll just, all of a sudden I just think about him and I'm like, I bet he's in the backseat of my car. It's just really weird to have that like feeling. And like I think like Shane, like the guy I'm with right now, like I think he brought him to me because he's just like him in like so many ways. Like the way he dresses and the way he talks and the way he is and the way he has like respect about things, and he listens to the same type of music. It's just crazy. Like they're like almost identical and like and people will say like sometimes people like that passed away bring certain people to you or whatever, and I believe that. Like because like so that's basically my ghost boyfriend story. But yeah, so like
that's so crazy.
Yeah, like I don't even like that Goo Goo Doll song that much, but like it just reminds me of him. Like, and we just like I was listening it to one day, and I was just like, that song I could totally relate to it because it's like it has like I'm not ready to go there yet kind of thing, you know. But I think he actually moved on. Like I don't know. Like I think. Like he's part of something else now. Yeah. And the crazy thing is, like when I looked him up, because his name, I was trying to find his last name one time, because I totally forgot what his last name was, because I was trying to get a hold of his dad and see how his dad was doing and stuff. Because, I mean, when you lose a child, like I lost all my connections in Vegas. Like I ended up hanging out with their friends and stuff and just like totally went like in the deep end. Because I was like, trying to grieve, I guess, in my own way, and just like did a whole bunch of drugs and like fell off the deep end, and then I just left Vegas, and so I lost all contact with all those people. And his best friend ended up being really obsessed over me, like freaky obsessed, like wanted like to kill me kind of thing. So I'm like, I got out of there. I was like, forget it. I didn't tell anybody where I went. I just up and left, and I was really good at up and leaving back then. And so like but like so I was trying to look for his dad. And so, you know, I was trying to look for that article in the paper about the Vegas thing, you know, and see if I could find it. And then I finally found his name. And when I found his name, there is because we were like 3 days apart. We were the same year, 3 days apart. Yeah, it was crazy. So we were born the same year, which is 1981, and I just told my age. Ooh. But anyway, so we were like, and he was born February 12th, and I was born February 15th. And so I found his grave in Texas. There's nobody he knew in Texas. the same name, the same last name, the same birthday, the same year, the same time he died.
That's so weird.
It's very weird. And then, like, because we didn't have a tombstone for him. You know, we only had ashes, and we just spread them apart. There was no, I wish, because it would be really comforting to go to that place and be like, you know, I don't know how that peace of mind, like visiting somebody kind of thing, I guess, because humans like to hold on to things and objects and stuff. So, like, but I thought that was weird. He's all the way in Texas with the same everything. And I was just like, and the guy who was in the car accident with him, he ended up getting 5 years for manslaughter. All of, like, the parents, every single parent was, like, so forgiving of him and so loving and so just, like, wasn't hateful, which they could have totally been hateful and just, like, just mad about it, you know, and I'm just, like, glad that it worked out to be that way because, in a sense, like something, like, magically happened in that situation where it could have got ugly, but it didn't, you know?
Yeah.
And so, I ended up getting a hold of him, and I'm like, look at this. And he's like, wow, that is crazy.
Wow.
So somebody with the same name, the same birthday.
Some are completely different.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. And I asked his dad about it, and he said he had no idea.
That's like my mom. She always, when she gets jewelry and stuff from like estate sales and everything, or Goodwill or whatever, she'll find the letter K in like a mix of stuff, and her sister's name was Karen. And so that's like my mom's sign. So every time she finds that jewelry, if she's given jewelry and she finds a K, she's like, oh, it's my sister.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I know, I really like, believe that there's always people. Like, my sister, she's always saying there's people that we don't even know that watch out for us because their lives have been so crazy. And she's just like, there's people out there who watch out for us and who are like, I don't know, my sister thinks we're witches or whatever. Or we have the descendants of witches in our family. But you know, like, witches back in the day, like, they weren't, like, they were looked at as, they didn't follow the type of religion. And they were against the rules of whatever it was that was supposed to be followed. And so that basically was classified as a witch. I'm definitely classified as a witch. I'm a rebel. I don't like to believe in, you know, it's like anybody could be a witch because it's like if they believed in a certain type of thing, if they went against the grain, then you were classified as some demonic,
a lot of witches today.
Yeah, there would be all burning.
We'd be all on fire.
All on fire.
Oh,
like,
gosh.
I wouldn't mind the fire like a couple days ago when it was freezing.
Right?
It was so cold. Like, the record, I think it was on, like, Sunday, and it was, like, -20.
Oh, my gosh. That's terrible.
I was just like, oh, this should be illegal.
I have to make a disclaimer that we're wearing our ugly sweaters. That's why we're dressed.
Yes. And this thing, if you ever find one of these, don't buy it because it'll probably give me a rash in the morning, like right here.
Yeah.
I need to get some like
figure
pads.
that out. Or wear a long sleeve shirt underneath
I
it.
need to get shoulder pads for this thing. Like, ew, I hated shoulder pads. Like,
I remember those. I remember shoulder pads.
Ooh,
My mom would try to get me to wear them, and I'm like, nope, I do not want multi shoulders.
This thing had this.
Ooh, I had it.
Yeah, because it has Velcro. This is awful. I have Velcro on my skin and this nastiness.
Oh my gosh.
Whatever this is.